Good morning, everyone. Christian Duque, MD Noble Weekly, episode 33, brought to you courtesy of IronMagLabs.com, your go-to search for all your bodybuilding and fitness supplements. Also, muscle gels, topical muscle enhancement gels, available at MuscleGels.com. And muscle gels will be at the 2018 Arnold Classic. Come check out our booth. Greg the Ramblin' Freak Valentino will be there, as well as myself and other video stars, possibly even Chris Goon Griffin of Down and Dirty with the Goon, and so many others might be making appearances. Today is Wednesday, January 31st. We have got a lot to talk about, and one of the first things I want to address are my good friends Ron Harris and Kit Sanderson. They did an amazing Ronline report where they talked about the Civil War and the IFBB. And all I'm going to say about that, actually, I want to make one point that Ron Harris made, and that's all of the IFBB Pro League competitions that are coming out. You know, it's amazing. You know, the IFBB Pro League is spreading like wildfire, and we don't need to talk poorly about any other federation because, honestly, all I have to say is the IFBB Pro League is the only road to the Mr. Olympia. The NPC, bar none, the greatest amateur federation in the United States, nothing ever is going to interfere with that. And honestly, everybody wants to compete with the best. I mean, really, that's really what it's all about. And so, you know, that's all I have to say about that. But definitely check out that Ronline report because it is epic. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is a brand new show, Breaking News, with the one and only Bostin Loyd. I mean, it's all happening at MD. I mean, everybody is coming to MD because MD has the best shows, the best contest coverage, the best forums. I mean, it's all literally happening at Muscular Development. I mean, I have seen people at Barnes & Noble almost come to blows for that last copy of Muscular Development. Bostin Loyd is very controversial, but you know what? I respect that. I like people that are controversial. I like people that have something to say. I mean, the hell with being normal. Normal is overrated. You don't want to be normal in this life. You want to be different. You want to be eccentric. You want to be an artist. You want to be a creator, an innovator, a leader. I mean, we have way too many followers. At MD, everyone is a leader. So I'm very excited about that. Now, speaking of leaders, Big Lenny from the Delray Misfits, who I've met before, who I think is really cool, he's doing a lot of press. And actually, not to talk about, well, I mean, I got off my momentum because I was going to say, not to promote a rival, but I mean, RX is hardly a rival to MD. But Big Lenny will be at RX Muscle, which I think is really interesting because I like to see that, you know, the Misfits and, you know, Louis Marco, who has me blocked or whatever, you know, Nick Strength and Power, Hodge Twins. I like to see people that are not in the traditional fold of bodybuilding that are getting recognized by bodybuilding publications. We tried, and I say we, I'm part of Team MD, although I'm not an employee, we're just part of Team MD, tried to bring Louis Marco on for an interview, and he did not want to do an interview because Greg the Ramblin' Freak Valentino and me work for MD. And I thought that was kind of juvenile, but MD, you know, again, the leaders, you know, we reached out to Louis before anyone, you know what I mean? And honestly, I mean, you know, after the whole thing with RX, I mean, we were the first ones to reach out, I think. Maybe I'm mistaken, I don't know, but we are always the leaders. I mean, Bostin Loyd having his own show, Kevin Levrone, myself, Ron Harris having 2 shows. I mean, you know, Greg the Ramblin' Freak. I mean, you know, we are really... MD was always like that. I mean, I remember back in the day, I used to listen to Pro Bodybuilding Weekly, but I would also listen to No Bull, and if I wanted, you know, sort of the straight edge, straight-laced, you know, I don't want to say cookie cutter, but more responsible viewpoints, I would listen to PBW, and I wanted the real, you know, off the grid, you know, roll your sleeves up, get dirty in the muck kind of stuff. I would listen to John and Dave, and that was at MD, you know what I mean? And MD has always had that sort of Rolling Stones towards Beatles. You know, I always thought of Flex like the Beatles, which, you know, they're the best. And then I thought of, you know, MD like the Stones, which are also the best, but like dangerous best, you know what I mean? And that, I think that's where MD belongs, you know what I mean? Dangerous best, you know what I mean? And having Bostin Loyd definitely is dangerous best. Okay, oh yeah, but Big Lenny, so he's going to be doing, I guess, something with Palumbo, and I think that's cool. I think Big Lenny's a riot. I think, you know, he is definitely part of that Misfits crew that is really, really funny, and Brad. And those guys, I think, are upset with me because I had said that I wanted to work with them through Iron Mag Labs, and they had done a birthday greeting for me or whatnot, and I never got the link. And so I guess because I never said thank you, I don't know, there was like a little bit of I don't know, like I think maybe they felt a little like, I don't know, like maybe they were a little offended by that. I don't know. I would have preferred if they would have sent me the link because I'm so busy. I mean, literally, I know you guys don't think I am, and you probably think that running a video roster and a marketing for 2 companies and doing this and still working regular jobs is easy. But I'm sorry, maybe I can't, share that viewpoint. But if I would have had a link, I would have definitely said thank you. Probably would have worked together immediately, but we can still work together. I like those guys a lot. Dale Chance, I don't know if you guys know about Dale Chance, phenomenal bodybuilder. He's with Decon, Cornelius Parkins Decon, which is a really, really elite level fitness organization, fitness group. He was involved in a horrific car accident. His car flipped over a couple of times, went into a house, which I don't even know how that's possible. We spoke on the phone last week a couple of times, and I got to be honest with you, Dale's a good friend. He always goes on Greg Valentino Live every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Iron Mag Labs on Instagram. He's always very active there. He gave me a great interview at the Ruby just, I don't know, like 6 months ago or whenever that was. And he's a really, really good guy. And he's a Blackstone Labs sponsored athlete. So he's definitely on the ball, but, he's got to take care of himself. And he's talking about wanting to go back to the gym in a month, and I've told him, and his wife's told him, everybody's told him, like, no, you gotta make 100% recovery, And another thing I've told Dale, and I'm gonna give him a link to this video, is that what he has in here, like the knowledge and the experiences that he's had thus far in the sport of bodybuilding, will make him a major draw, even if he's not able to physically go to the gym and train. He could make videos, from bed. He could make videos sitting in a chair because, again, he's got the memories. He's lived it. He's got the titles. He's got the sponsorship. He's got the fans. So a lot of guys, I think when they get injured, they're like, I got to get back to gym. I got to get back to gym. I got to start training, even against doctors. And I'm not saying that Dale would do that, but I'm sure it's a temptation. At the very least, it's a temptation. But a lot of guys would actually do that. They would actually compromise their health just to, keep busting out the videos of them training in the gym. And I don't think that that's necessary. So, again, just got a text message from an athlete asking, will they be getting your supplements this month? What day? I mean, I'm telling you, even doing this video, but that's the work that I do. Now, another thing I want to talk about is C.T. Fletcher's last will and testament. Now, this is a new video. C.T. Fletcher has me blocked. I don't know if he actually blocked me or his son blocked me, but somebody kind of cursed me out on Twitter. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's water under the bridge. It's the bodybuilding industry. Sometimes people get very animated, and it's a testosterone-filled type sport. Natural testosterone, of course, with that tribulus terrestris. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people get heated and say things, but whatever. But speaking of potato chips, what I was trying to say before I went off on that unusual tangent is the fact that he made a very, very powerful video, and I really, really liked it, and it really touched me, it moved me. I really encourage you to check out C.T. Fletcher's The Last Will and Testament video. It is definitely something very powerful. It's definitely a very powerful video, and I believe it's sincere. I believe it's sincere. I believe he actually opens a part of himself up to the camera, which takes a lot of guts, my friends. It takes a lot of guts to do that. It takes a lot of guts knowing that there were so many trolls on the internet and so many people that are it's like their life's goal to antagonize and pester, to open yourself up like that, open up your vulnerabilities, your most fragile moments, you know what I mean, when you're basically faced with near-death experiences, and you need the help of others, and that is very, very powerful to do. And I have always respected C.T. Fletcher and always respected the work that he's done in this industry. That does not mean, though, that I am not entitled, or I don't care if I'm entitled or not. It does not mean that I cannot disagree. And this is a problem that is not just had with C.T. Fletcher. It is a problem had with Louis Marco. It is a problem had with Phil Heath, where disagreements will get you blocked, disagreements will get you ridiculed, disagreements will essentially get you wiped off of their social media followings by them themselves because they cannot accept criticism, and that is a problem. But The Last Will and Testament is an amazing video, and much props to CT for making it, as well as much props for everything he's done in this industry, because he is definitely a hero in the fitness industry. And finally, guys, finally the Super Bowl. I mean, if you can call it that. I mean, it is a Super Bowl, and, you know, it will determine the greatest football team in the world, but I feel kind of bad for the Eagles because I don't see how they could possibly win. And, you know, it's crazy because, you know, the Patriots are the comeback from nowhere team. So even if the Eagles are leading and just dominating the whole game, they can never relax. Because, you know, look at what happened with the last game there. I mean, the Patriots came out they literally were out. And Brady saved the day. And the corners saved the day. And it's like, honestly, the Eagles... And here's the other thing. I believe that if the Eagles would have had a more intense game with the Vikings, that maybe... But they decimated the Vikings. I mean, they just rolled over them. So I'm thinking some of the Eagles might have big heads as a result of that. Maybe... I don't know. Maybe they're like resting on their laurels. Maybe, I don't know. But last year's Patriots, this year, you know what I mean? The comebacks, you know, the fact that, you know, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see the Eagles special teams rising to the occasion. I don't see the Eagles. I mean, I don't know. I honestly, I don't like to bet, so this is not a bet. This is not a bet, but I'm going to say... Wow, let me see. I'm going to say... I'm going to say Patriots 28 or 21, Eagles 10. That's what I'm going to say. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed MD Noble Weekly Episode 33, brought to you courtesy of Iron Mag Labs and Muscle Gels. See you next week. Peace!